Hi, I'm Jill Stannard. I've been a naturopath and practiced for over 30 years, and I also mentor health professionals in their business and their clinical skills. Today, I want to talk about something that could be a little bit confronting, and that's cancer. And people with cancer have been clients of mine through my career to date. I've always felt there's something that naturopathy can do to make the journey easier. But it wasn't until 2013 that I was diagnosed with my own cancer that I found how the lived experience can really inform my work. So long story short, I've been incredibly fortunate. I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in actually like October 2013. At a time when the 5-year survival for ovarian cancer was around 46 to 47%. It's now up to 48%. Wow. But I am in that minority who are not just alive more than 5 years later, but are well and haven't had a recurrence. So obviously there's been quite a few women with gynecological cancers who've sought me out. But I also work with people with a variety of other types of cancers, such as bowel cancer, breast cancer. But that's not my specialty. It's just my lived experience. And I really think I can bring something new to the party. So I want to talk about where people tend to seek naturopaths, in my experience, in their cancer journey. I know we don't love the term journey, but if you've got a better term, please put it in comments, in our cancer experience. So the biggest time is at diagnosis. And at diagnosis, we go into shock. We are scared shitless, but shock means we can appear totally functional and all going well. We're not all hysterical. We can just be really, really appearing to be really, really calm, but underneath, our mind might be spinning at 100 miles an hour. There might be a lot of what ifs and a lot of fear. So when I tend to work with clients in this state, one, I acknowledge the shock and how that might be impacting them. But I also have to acknowledge that if, I try to screen out people as part of that pre-consultation questionnaire experience. If someone says they've got a newly diagnosed cancer and they would like an alternative to conventional medicine, I'm ethically and legally obliged to say, sorry, I cannot do that. So at that point, my focus is on what can we do with lifestyle. If somebody's about to go into chemo or radiotherapy or surgery, what will their specialists allow me to prescribe to support that client? But also be an empathetic ear. I also think because I've gone through my own experience, I'm quite aware of some of those other ancillary services, particularly through the public health system, that can be extremely useful, like oncology psychologists. I think whether you're public or private, please find an oncology psychologist if you're recently diagnosed or at any point in your cancer experience. It's a really important piece of our care. So what I can do at that point, apart from, that providing information and some really practical strategies, I always like to remind my clients that when they finish their treatment, particularly if it's chemotherapy or radiotherapy, there's so much we can do to mop this up. Most people who have chemotherapy, even when you have not had a recurrence or further complications, find it's at least 18 to 24 months before they fully bounce back. Sure, the bloods start looking good quite fast, but, there's something, it takes a while for the body to turn over a lot more cells and feel a lot more resilient. So that is the most exciting point of naturopathic treatment. But sometimes people drop out at that point because they've taken all the medicines, they've done all the treatments, and they don't want to think about cancer. But I'd really like to say this is the time when the magic happens. Other points in this experience or this journey can be months or years on from a primary cancer experience. One of two things can happen. There can be a recurrence, and there's some really pointed questions that I encourage my clients to ask when offered novel treatments or more of the old treatment to actually help them drill down to see how useful that will be for them. In some cases, I'm in a position with some of the work I do outside of naturopathy as an ovarian cancer advocate and working with as a gynecological cancer consumer. More about that later, look on my website, about whether there are any trials that actually would suit them or not suit them to be aware of. But the other thing that can happen when there isn't a recurrence and life is meant to have gone back to normal is, who am I and have I changed as a person from my cancer experience? And once again, cancer is a very stressful life event. There is still so much we can do naturopathically to support the nervous system, to get you back on track with lifestyle. So cancer is not necessarily a death sentence. Unfortunately, it is for some people that death may come earlier in life than expected. But either way, I'm not offering a cure, but I'm offering you the ability to live your best life, helping you with the body, mind, and spirit through that journey. I hope that hasn't been too confronting. Jump onto jillstanner.com.au and put in cancer in the search bar and you'll find out a lot about me. Even if you've got somebody in your life going through cancer, that is the timer to say, I've gone over time for 6 minutes. But jump on the website. There's tips for people who are loved ones of people with cancer about how you can help people go through the experience, as well as if it's your own individual experience. Thanks for listening. If you are interested in more videos and you're watching this on YouTube, can you just smash the subscribe and like button? It really helps the algorithm. Have a good day.